We've finished our discussion of ethos, but when it comes to informative speaking, when it comes to speaking in general, I wanted to spend some time talking through some very small delivery issues that have a big impact on your overall performance. Citation and note use. Typically, we don't think about that, right? You know, I know what evidence I have and I'll just talk about it and I'll just have my notes. Well, these are all parts of the performance and they bear close examination because they can make life more or less stressful in that speech event depending on whether or not you've prepared them well or not. So I just kind of want to start off by talking through a very few couple of notes about how you might cite your sources, how you might use evidence in a speech like this. And then I want to spend more time going through different ways of organizing your notes in a way that can really aid your performance. So to begin with, citing your sources. Now, you may be doing this in your informative speeches a fair bit, or not at all. It really depends on the genre that you're working in and the audience that you're speaking in front of. Nevertheless, if you do have to actually cite your sources, and I can think of lots of times when that's very beneficial, it adds to sort of your credibility as a speaker, demonstrating that you know your sources and you can tell people about them. But if you're going to cite your sources in the speech, you know, just give that audience enough information so that they can know a little bit about the source, right? So you're giving them enough information so that they know that the source is recent and credible, or that they know where they could go look up the source if they really wanted to. But it's not APA format. It's not the same thing that you would do as if you were writing a research article. You don't have to give us page numbers, right? You're just giving us enough information so that if we so wished, we could go look up that information ourselves. More strategically, I think when you cite sources, typically it's good to put that information at the beginning of the sentence. So, well, you know, 2 weeks ago, the New York Times ran a story on this, and what that article indicated was, boom, okay? About a year ago, Time Magazine interviewed such and such, and they said that, you know, boom. So the idea is putting that information at the beginning of the sentence lets us know that we're about to hear cited information. So it's opposed to if you say the information and then tell us that it's cited, well then as a listener I got to go back and try to figure out where to carve up your words versus their words. So I think putting the citation at the beginning of the sentence just is a little bit easier and it aids clarity. So that's all I wanted to say about citation. I really wanted to spend more time talking about notes.